The way this short sale works out, I'll kind of lay the stage for you. This is the property right here, so over on Hickman Avenue in Mount Healthy. Okay, it looks innocent enough as we start out. Okay. When I meet the homeowner, here's the situation. The homeowners were married for about 25, 30-something years. There's about a 20-year age gap between the husband and the wife, and the husband is coming down with dementia about maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. He gets into a situation where he tells her, in the heat of argument, if you go to bed tonight, it's going to be your last breath because you're not going to wake up breathing. And he meant it literally. He kept a gun in the house. It's really that far gone. Okay. She knew enough to take that threat literally, so she took her clothes on her back and she promptly left the house to move to Indiana with her family, and she never looked back. Now, mind you, they bought the house. Both names are on the mortgage. Both names are on the deed. His dementia kicks in. He stops making payments because he doesn't know to make the payments. And I get a phone call from her saying, "Hey, Ray, I need help. I got a problem properties in foreclosure, and I'm not exactly sure what to do." He's 72 years old. He's 70 years old. His 72-year-old sister is actually the power of attorney for him. So I'm picturing 72 with 70. It's just a mixed up convolution of stuff going on with the age thing. She had listed with a licensed realtor. The problem being is the realtor actually canceled the listing agreement because they can never get the property shown. The sister was so old school with this that she felt that she wanted to be present every time the property was shown. So somebody called up to see the house. She wanted to be present to make sure nobody stole anything. The realtor got so frustrated, he said, "Listen, I'm canceling the listing," which was great for me because being a licensed realtor, I can't really touch the property until it's not listed. All right, so we fast forward about 30 days later. He gets put into a nursing home. The house is vacant. And we finally get Midland, oddly enough, we got another Midland deal here, who's the lender on this one, to agree to do the short sale. And for those of you that do short sales, you know the crucial part of any short sale is the BPO, which is the broker's price opinion. That's where the bank comes out, takes a look at the property, they make a decision what the value of the house is. Everyone knows it's going to make or break your deal. So like the last story I told you, my job is to meet that appraiser. My job is to negatively influence that house the best way I can. Bottom line, I have to beat it up best I can. I meet the young lady out there. She calls me spur of the moment on my way to the gym to work out. She goes, "Ray, I got to get this appraisal in today. I can't wait." I stop everything. I shoot over to her. I got my gym clothes on, and I meet her out at the property. It's about 11 o'clock on a Friday in the morning. Now, for those of you that are doing properties, you know that everyone's a little bit standoffish in this economy because of the fact that you have realtors that have been assaulted and raped and so on and so forth. And so anytime I meet a female at the property, there's always going to be the standoffishness because they're not exactly sure what they're getting into. My job is I have to somehow bridge that gap to get her over to my side of the fence. So we're walking through, her body language is letting me know she's not comfortable with being her one-on-one, so we're going through the property. I'm finally getting her to warm up, and we make our way down to the basement. And now we're down there, we're talking, I'm pointing out all the issues and the flaws, and she goes, "Ray, I think I hear something." Oh, well, you know what, you're right, I think I hear something. Now, what a lot of you guys are doing in properties, you'll notice that when you go into some of these bank-owned houses, neighbors tend to want to be nosy. They want to come over and see what's going on and figure out what happened to the homeowner. So I'm thinking it's just a neighbor because we left the front door open. The lights are out because there's no power in the house. And I walk to the basement steps. As I'm walking to the steps, I see 2 red dots on the wall. It's not dawning on me what these red dots are. I'm just sitting there thinking like, what the hell is this? And then next thing I know is I look up the steps and all I hear is, "Freeze! Don't you move! Put your hands on your head now! Freeze! Not at the police! Don't you move! We'll shoot!" And I'm sitting there dropping my keys, like, oh my God. I'm trying to explain to him I'm supposed to be here. The neighbors called and said they had reported somebody peering through the windows and possibly trying to steal copper. What's funny is I'm in line of sight of the cops. She's not, because she's not by the staircase. She got quiet as hell. She didn't say anything. I'm just looking at her like, I know you're not going to be burned by myself. So we come up the steps. I'm trying to explain to him after the third shut up. I realize, just put your hands on your head and come on up. We get upstairs. They handcuff us in the living room. Now again, all our stuff is out in the car. So we're trying to explain we're supposed to be here, but it's not sinking in because they're going, "Well, we called out to you like 4 or 5 times. We didn't hear anything. Went room to room." I said, "Well, we're in the basement. We couldn't hear you." Finally, they take a look at her clipboard and they show proof that she's been actually writing measurements and stuff like that. So they finally figure out that, they're supposed to be here. And before they, they finally decided to unhandcuff us and let us go. Here's how it pans out. They called in 2 backup squads. They called in a police dog. They said, "Listen, you're lucky you came up here on that 4th call, because on that 4th call, if we didn't hear anything from you, we were going to let the dog down the steps." And sure enough, I go to the window with the handcuffs on. There's the dog out in the car. Okay, all right, that would have ruined the weekend. Now, That standoffishness that we had. Okay? There's no bond greater than being handcuffed to get your BPL where you need it to be at. The payoff on the house was $72,000. She appraised the house at $12,000. The house only needed probably paint in the kitchen. FHA guideline says 88% of that is what they have to net, so they're willing to net $10,560. Okay, we sold it and flipped it for a quick $8 grand. That's my deal.